What's up, guys? I want to make a quick video about Polymorph blessing. There's a lot of confusion around how it works and why is it so popular. Right now in the current arena meta, you will basically see most of the teams will have 2 to 3 champions in Polymorph blessing, usually like the tanky supports. And the reason that everybody does that is that if Polymorph blessing procs, which is a 5% chance at rank 1, goes up to 20%, is that when it procs, it interrupts the enemy skill, and rest of your team won't get any debuffs at all after that, and or even damage. And it's not just that it does that, but it does that for every individual instance of buff removal or placement that the enemy skill does. So, for instance, when Madame Ceres does her A3, it has 3 separate chances to proc it. So, like, for the buff removal, the attack down, and the defense down debuffs, all of them can proc it. So it's like 5 times 3 per champion that you have it. And then you can add stuff like fearsome presence to it, which will increase it by 5%. It's another question I get asked a lot is that why is like half of my supports in fearsome presence? And that's the reason for it. And polymorph, like the sheep proc, just like all the other effects, it's calculated in the team order that you have. So that's why you will have the champions in the team that have polymorph, the first ones in the team. And then, for instance, your nuker who will not have the polymorph, you will usually leave him as the last slot in the team or after all the polymorph blessings, so that you have the highest chance to have one of your supports proc the sheep. And then if the enemy does AoE debuff skills, then they won't be able to place them on your nuker, which is like you're basically using the blessing to protect the nuker. And that's why in the current meta you will not see a lot of Madame Ceres or Ramandu or Kaimar in offense. Or if you see Kaimar, it's like not very high accuracy and they're usually in resistance to counter warlords. But like this makes the arena very different. We had like a speed meta for 2 years, and everybody was using the same type of offense teams that you have a fast speed team with AoE nuke and debuffs. And now, because of sheep, that's not really as good anymore, or it's like it's basically gambling. Like you might proc sheep, you might not proc sheep and have a fast fight, but it's not consistent anymore. And that's why people have to use their brains and try different types of teams. And lots of people don't like this, and it makes them frustrated. But this is also a nice opportunity to try different kinds of teams and be like be more creative and do your own stuff. Also, as a side note, Frostbite set works the exact same way. If you proc it, then it will interrupt the enemy skill. It's kind of underrated set that doesn't really get used a lot, and there's good reason for it because nowadays maybe you're running like 6-piece stone skin and you don't have any room for 2-piece sets, but it's very underrated set. It's totally viable. I have used it a lot. I used to like 1 year ago, everybody in my defense team had 2-piece frostbite, and that's how I was able to finish like top 50 using multiple epics in my defense team and so on. So I recommend you guys to try that. Also, I'm planning to make a few more of these crappy guides to see if anybody's interested, and maybe I will make more videos. If you have any specific kinds of like arena content or like topics in the game that you'd want me to make a video about, then please tell me in comments. Or if you think my videos is trash, you can also tell me that. And that's about it for now. Also, I'm doing takeovers now. If you're interested, I will hook you up with the best arena takeover you will find for the cheapest price.